only the first day of testing, and we've already gotten to see a glimpse of what potentially could be in store for us for the 2022 season, as we got to see Fernando Alonso in the Alpine battling, and I'm going to say air quotes around the word battling, Lance Stroll for at least 4 or 5 corners. And let's be honest here, I think this is a very, very good thing to see that how the cars have been designed from each individual team, the entire regulations, and really what these new cars were supposed to implement, which is closer racing. I think we got to see a pretty strong glimpse that that's exactly what we are actually going to get in the 2022 season, therefore meaning that the redesign, obviously, of the cars with the regulations, I think it's working so far. Even though I think it's clear to say this was not a full throttle battle as if, we were already at the first race weekend. I think both drivers were testing things out, kind of, going on the edge of what would be considered full racing. I don't think both drivers were in the state of mind of doing anything that would potentially put the cars in any serious jeopardy. And I also believe that both teams could have been possibly collecting data. And I know there were reports that Lance Stroll was being told not to race, and then there were also reports that Fernando Alonso was getting a little bit agitated with Lance Stroll. Regardless of whatever the case is, it's very clear that both drivers at some point slowed down to kind of let the other stay, within their sights. So I think both Fernando and Lance knew what they were doing. Sure, maybe things did get a little bit testy, but ultimately at the end of the day, the cars were staying extremely close. And I think that is what's important to see, that the cars are able to do what they were designed to do, at least in this short little skirmish. And I'm sure it's probably not going to be the last. We still have 2 more full days. I don't think Fernando and Lance is going to be the last head-to-head that we may see temporarily on track. So I am really excited. I don't think this even deserves a back and forth. I've been seeing fans, essentially making this out to be some dramatic situation as far as, Lance is, disobeying the team and Fernando's doing this. And I'm just like, it's really not that deep. I think both drivers knew what they were doing. I think the teams used that little battle, both of them individually, to collect data. Most importantly, I see people saying that the Alpine is extremely slow. It's like, clearly Fernando at some point wasn't going full throttle until he opened DRS, and even still, it just seemed like he was kind of trying to see how closely he could follow to Lance. And Fernando is a veteran of the sport. I think he will do anything he can to try to give himself and his team an edge. So if that means maybe allowing a driver on track to get into a little one-on-one battle and see how the car behaves, I think Fernando is the type of driver to do that. It's like, if you've been watching Formula One and if you watch Fernando, he is one of the smartest drivers on the grid as far as how he improvises along a race or any training session, and he's able to come up to speed pretty quickly. So I think this was very good to see, and I hope we get to see more of it, not just obviously in testing, as long as it's safe. Obviously, we don't need anybody causing any incidents or crashes or anything that wouldn't serve any team's goals, but ultimately that we'll get to see this type of close racing with the cars all season. You guys, let me know your thoughts. If you want to do so in the comment section below, make sure to smash the like button. It does help out a lot, and subscribe if you are new here to Racing Chemical. Unfortunately, that's all the time I have for you guys today, but we'll see you all later. Goodbye.